How you doing, everybody? Max Farrell once again. DEX signals and the daily signal. And in this choking up video, we're going to be using the web-based chart to help us gather some information into choking up. In the previous video, we did the signal spreadsheet. We're doing the web-based charts now. And in the next video, we're going to focus on the MetaTrader 4 system with some, other pretty cool systems in there. But right now, we're going to work on this web-based chart using the signals portal, of course, and a moving average convergence divergence, what we refer to as the MACD. Using the web-based charts here it'll better help you see the market evolve and move. And there's also those that are not very software savvy that don't really like to download systems like MetaTrader 4 and other those systems. So this becomes a very easy system to use. There will also be other videos further into the series, or you've probably already watched some of them, about this web-based charting platform in more detail, some of the finite tunings and indicators and that stuff. But I'm just going to show you what's already defaulted right on the website. You don't have to add anything, you don't have to do anything, you just have to look. So we want to use that simplicity there in the process. And speaking of which, let's go have a look and start getting started. Let me show you how I use the web-based charts to depict a good choke point. Now, in the previous video, we were using the USDJPY and I had the filters on. I make a recommendation in the filtering stuff. Always make sure you remove your filters as soon as you're done doing it so it doesn't choke you out and you think there's no signals. Okay, so we're going to use the USDJPY as the best ratio right here as an open signal for the 3 p.m. over on Nadex. And we're going to we're not even going to filter here, okay? Maybe we haven't done this yet. Maybe you already have. Maybe this will help you understand whether or not you should get into a higher end or what have you. But let's just do this. Let's just look at 112.20 on the buy. We know over on Nadex, there isn't an availability right now for a 112.20 to be purchased at a good price. In fact, we're even getting now up more into another deviation of going to 40 pips to the other, so there's not a really good opportunity to get up there. So there might be this actual working order that we had placed from before on the choke up using the spreadsheet might get filled. We're not sure at the moment, but let's use this information that we couldn't get into the 112.20. There's no price there. We could put a working order on, but again, some of you are not about that part of the process. So let's go back to the website and have a quick look. So let's get to the web-based charts down below. And of course, let's isolate the USDJPY here by these tabs up here. That'll bring us to this page. You'll immediately see that there is it's a regular web-based chart. It's pretty awesome. And also attached to the bottom is what we refer to as the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence system here. This is an indicator. It's already preset on the site. You don't have to do anything else. It's all here, and it's brought to you by our friends at TradingView and us because we help develop some of the embed code here to put it on the site and make it happen and put it in this format, right? So we know one thing you can do here is you can draw a trend line at the price that you can see at 112.20. This is where this is where that signal is. You can see immediately that it's a pretty far away. It's at 112.20. It's gone at that point. It's 50 something pips away. Remember, the dailies are a very large range. Okay, so you can meet, and plus we're a little bit into the time frame when it came out. When it first came out, we may have been able to maybe. Oh, by the way, this is the other time that this is the process that it came out at. Let's see here. It came out at 12:15, right in that area. Let's see if I can isolate that. There we go. Right around in that area. Let's see if I just put it there. See if I can move that in a second. And I can. There's 12:15. Hit it right on the nose. So when it came out here, it was already pretty much going on, right? Now, what would let us know how well we could choke up from this point? Well, using the web-based chart, one, we want to see that if it is for a buy, right? It is for a buy, USD for a buy. We want to see what we call convergence, right? Which means that these two lines, the blue line being what we call the actual line and the other being the moving average of the line, are in sync with each other, right? They're in convergence, right? When they're going against each other, like right here, going against each other, it's called divergence. Now, we also want to make sure that we have movement convergence, which means that the signal and the MACD lines are going in the same direction. All right, so this is going for a buy, this is going for a buy. So now we need to kind of assert where are some of the levels that we're at, and will they touch any of the other levels called support and resistance? Okay, because that's what we're looking for, right? So we know that it happens every 20 pips. So here's 112.20, 112.40, and 112.60, right? Right about there, okay? Now, we know we're not going to come in 40 pips all the way up to 112.60 at this point, right? Because it'd be suicide. There's a lot of stuff happening. Now, if you're a high-risk player, you can see that there's some bouncing happening right here and even right here. So this could be a good support line. Also, at 112.40, you can kind of see right around this area, it's been playing with that area for a pretty long time. And if you scroll back even further, you'll see that 112.40 was a big zone around in this area too, and even close to this. So it's something that 112.40 seems to be a very good resistance line at this point. Remember, when the price is above a line, it's considered resistance. When it's below a line, the line is considered support. I'm sorry, opposite way. when the price is above, it is considered support. If the line is considered support, and when it's when the line is above the price, it's considered resistance. It's been a long day. Okay, so let's get back to it. Do we want to hit 40, which is a very good price to kind of be at, because it doesn't seem like it's about to fail anytime soon, or did we want to hit 60 at this point? Well, let's head over to Nadex to have a look to see if that's a possibility. Here we over are at Nadex, and 112.60 is sitting right here. It's got a lot of movement, which means it's still going pretty far, but it can still collapse at that point. I mean, if we wanted to, we wouldn't be able to get into anything that would be decent. We'd only be making about $16. If we would have done so before when we first came out, yeah, we probably actually could have done pretty good. We'd probably be in the money right at the moment, in profit at the moment, and be skimming off at that point if we used our spreadsheet side, okay? So that's basically it on how to use the MACD to assert. You can easily do this with other pairs. Let's grab the next best one, which is the 96.6. Let's do it on the EURUSD sell at 10820. It's simply enough. Come over to the Euro USD. Look down the bottom. There's the MACD. It's on the sell. 07. What was that again? I love this because you can just scroll up. 0820. 0820. That's way up here. So that's okay, because remember that this is about the range, right? We're way up here. So if we see that this has a pretty good direction, we got convergence, we got convergence, we got a couple of levels. If we come down, we hit 0820, we hit 0800, which is right here. We see we got some good lines touching right here, some beating it through. Got to get some good resistance there. It's still going. 0820. What about 7880? 0780 would be good. Coming down here. That's really all the way down here. And I'm not sure that I feel very comfortable with coming way down here, even though that's just some great information happening. 0800 would probably be pretty good. If we jump back over the Nadex and we look at the Euro USD, let's go to the 3 p.m. Let's look at it right here. So here's 0800 for the sell. We're at $1. Again, you could do this where you're doing the down. You're making your $22 profit, and you could place the order. Now, we choked up from 0820 to 0800, so that's 1 pip deviation, right? So 1 statement deviation down. Could you come to 0780? And that's 40 pips in. Now, because it's so close, yeah, you got some good money on it. And plus, we're only about an hour away from the signal. If we would have done this earlier on, we could have probably had some opportunity. But at this particular point, this is only for demonstration purposes only. All right. So I think that's enough. You're going to get a lot of training to be able to do this. Do that a few times. Give that a test. Test this out to death in demo. This really will get you a very quick understanding on how the market pushes into that zone, and then where you can actually get in using these web-based charts, using just some simple looking at a chart. We didn't add a lot of stuff. We just added a single line for reference, and you can use your crosshairs here to really give you a good feel on what moves. Use your mouse wheel to kind of go back and forth. Look how strong these levels are as you go. You know, where is this thing going to? You know, it's below here. It's going to keep. Looks like it's going to keep on going. It looks very, very powerful at that point. If I was trading this, and if I was trading on the aggressive side, I would really be doing something like this. Coming in, doing a sell like this, getting for one contract, and hitting purchase. Of course, it went right into a working order. Yep, there it is. It just filled. So that's good. So, you know, I got it for $27. I'll sit here on this, allow this to become a trade for me. This is on a daily. This is a very aggressive working order choke up. I usually don't go 2 deviations, but if I feel I have a good understanding of where the market is compared to where it's going, and has about an hour left, and there's a lot of resistance here, because now that this price is closed down below this resistance line, okay, right around in this area right here, if you can kind of see that, this has the potential to really go, and we're up right around in here. So we got some resistance and some battling about to happen. So we'll see what goes on here. And, you know, in the comments, I'll put the result of that trade in. All right. I'm Max Farrow. This has been Dex. This has been Trading the Choke Up. I want you guys to really understand we're here for you if you need anything. And thank you very much. And we'll see you in the next video. And as always, trade well.